Hey everybody, it's Jeff. How y'all doing today? Y'all sound like I'm from Texas, don't I? Colorado, actually. Anyway, this is going to be part 4 of the IT-28 ICM Kit, 1/35 scale. It's going to be the Soviet bridge layer given to me by Vinny at GeminiScaleModelBuilds. Let's go ahead and go down to the bench and see if we can get step 2 done today of the instructions. We should be able to do everything except like put the road wheels and things on, which I want to paint separately. Okay, thanks. Let's go down the bench. Okay, here's where we left off last time. Since then I've done just a little bit of filling with the black super glue and made those joints look a little bit nicer. And here too. Okay, just to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm not even sure if that's going to be seen. I've got a little bit of a problem with a gap right here. When you view this, you're going to be viewing it from the side, not from the top. So I don't think the gap will even be noticeable. I clamped this all up, but the parts kind of flex. So when they flex, they kind of open up a little bit. It's kind of hard to explain what was going on, but they're all glued in real good, and I don't think there's going to be any real problem with anything else fitting. But it was kind of funny. He'd clamp it good, and then all of a sudden it would kind of start moving around. But I'm real happy with the way this stuff's all come out. A couple of layers of the black super glue and sanding it. I think I sanded it with a 600 grit. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at step 2 of the instructions, okay? Here's what we've got next. Now some of this I'm not going to do until I paint. We've got lots of road wheels here. I'm going to put the L11s on, but not the L4s. I want to paint all that stuff before I put any of that on. Okay, we can assemble the sprockets, but I'm not going to put those on yet. Lots easier to paint them off the vehicle, and we can put this idler wheel together, and we can put this adjuster mechanism on, but I don't want to glue the idler on yet, and I don't want to glue these upper idlers on until I get them painted. So let's go ahead and get down to the bench, and we'll see what we can do planning ahead for painting. Okay, here's all the parts for step 2. Sounds like we got a trash truck in the neighborhood. Here are all the L11s. Okay, they go on the bottom here. The suspension on this is real simplified. The biggest thing is to make sure all the parts are straight. I'm just waiting for the trash truck to go by. There it is. These are keyed. They only go in one way, but I want to put them in and put a ruler on them and make sure that they're all straight before I put any glue on at all. They do fit really tight. And I had to go through and drill all the holes out in the sides because they were all way too small. There's a few sink marks in here, but they're all going to be on the inside, and I don't think you'll ever see them. least I'm trying to make sure I put them to the inside. And you can see how these are kind of every which way. We'll have to straighten them up before we put any glue on them. Took quite a bit of work to get these to fit. See, that one went down quite a bit more. Okay, let's see if we're anywhere near close to being straight. Yeah, we got that one needs to come out a little bit. That one's turned. That's not too bad. Just want to make sure. Now we also got to go this way. It's a little bit off. Okay, I think that'll be all right. Okay, let's go ahead and get that side glued in. Looks like it's going to be a nice day here. It's about 27 Fahrenheit, so it's just a little below 0 Celsius right now. But the sun is shining, so it ought to be warming up soon. It's a pretty simple kit. I know several of you have commented that you've got them in your stash. You should get them out and get them built. Okay. Not too bad. They're tight, but there's just a little bit of play in them. Okay, I'm happy with that. I actually cut the decals on the Bedford this morning. They look pretty good. I've got just a little bit more to work to do on that. I'm going to let the decals dry probably till tomorrow, and then I'll put a flat clear on everything. Then it's just a few more little things and it's done. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's leave that alone for a little bit. Here's our sprockets. The biggest thing about the drive sprockets, take these out of here. Is to make sure when you put them together the teeth line up. There's two ways of doing that I know of. There's probably many more. But when you put these together, this is keyed. You can take a ruler and put it across the teeth and make sure it's not like sitting one way or the other, which this looks pretty good. Or you can take some of the tracks, which some of you guys have commented that yours are white. Mine are actually kind of an off-white, not really a gray. The camera really doesn't give you really good colors. But you can put a few of these on here to make sure your spacing is correct. They seem to sit on there real good. Okay. I think it's all tight. Yeah, let's go ahead and glue that. Okay. Set it aside for a little bit and do this one. Find the key. That one looks real good too. Since the last one was good, I kind of expected this one to be. Yeah, and the spacing is just fine between them. That's better than 300 pieces. They're all clipped out, cleaned up. So I sanded every one of them. Get the nibs off. Okay, these I'm not going to put on yet. They'll be easier to paint. Then we can do these. Now these are keyed also, and I've got two of the same, I think. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay. Get the keys to line up. Well, I can see them. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Huh. They fit, but they just barely go together. Okay. Now the easiest thing I know to do to make sure that these are straight is just to roll them. If they're... See, my desk isn't flat, but what I'm looking for is to make sure they're not going like this, and they're not. So I think they're pretty good. If I can get the glue in there. I can't even get the glue inside. My brush isn't long enough. So I'm going to have to pull them apart to glue them and then put them together and test them again. Yeah, that looks pretty good. A little bit of glue on there. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, we're going to let all that stuff dry for a while, and that's all going to be painted before it's put on. The next thing we can do is we can put these parts on. And the way they go on, gee, there's a big end and a little end. This plastic on this is kind of brittle, and the holes were kind of tight, and I noticed that where it kind of stress cracked right across the top of the hole. And these are the, I guess you'd call them the track tensioners. There's a hole right there, and that goes just like that. The biggest thing is I want to make sure it all sits straight. Those stress cracks won't hurt anything because I'll fill them in with glue. The biggest thing I want to make sure is that it's, let's see here. Well, get the tweezers I want. Just trying to clamp that a little bit. There. It wasn't quite all the way together. And that looks straight. There's a big sink mark there, but it's going to be covered by the idler. Okay, and then the same thing over here. There goes the furnace again. Still got a little bit of winter left. Whoops. Turn that around. Gonna be time to get out and get busy in the yard here pretty quick. I got a feeling my modeling time may be a little bit less once I start doing yard work. Come on, get that to go in there. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry. Try and keep everything on camera as best I can. That one's to be pulled together a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So that's got that. And then we've got some wheels here we can assemble. These are the main wheels that go, that bear the weight of the tank, and they go on each side. It's a real simple system. They go on each side, all the way down both sides, with a lot of wheels to clean up. But these are going to have to be painted before I put them on. So those I really don't need to touch right now. These are the ones that go across the top up here. I'm not going to glue them on yet either, but they're in 2 halves. So I want to get them assembled. Let's see here. Let's separate these out. Okay, nothing to it. Let's go ahead and get these together. These fit together tight enough. I don't think they're going to be a problem with them wobbling, but yeah, they're going to be fine. Okay. Very tight. It's a little bit. Okay. Okay, that one, whoa! That one's really tight. Tighter than it needs to be. There it goes. Almost ended up going to the floor. Let's see. Yeah. I think those are all okay. Wow. Very tight. There it is. Yeah. That one wasn't bad. Okay. One more. Wow, that's really tight. A little bit of flash on it. Okay. There. Okay. Okay, that's step 2 of the instructions, about as far as we can go. So I think I'm probably going to call that good for today. I'll put a couple of pictures up of what I've got put together here. And we'll do some more real soon, okay? Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.